All right, we are back. Welcome back to Pro Bikini News Network. I'm your host, John Algandi, and today we're going to recap the Bigman Pro and preview the Asian Championships and the Battle of the Bay. So, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving as well as your Black Friday and Cyber Monday that they've all passed. And I'm hoping y'all bought suits for the 2026 season. It was such a great deal. You could not miss out on that. My Unmatched order is coming in within the next couple of days. They ship out really fast. I mean, I ordered Thursday and it should be arriving probably within the next couple of days. I got some stuff that I really needed to stock up on. And that's the thing I think now these days is like, you should get what you need, not get what you kind of want, because people get so much in excess. Like, how much clothing do you have? How much like of one thing do you have? I look in my closet, I have like so many shirts, so many shakers, I have a lot of stuff that I'm like, I don't even need any more, I'm like, what am I going to do with all this clothes? Am I going to donate it, sell it? I mean, you come to realize what you have to get what's important. And like, maybe a lot of people waited for like a good sale like this because it was probably one time a year, this kind of sale like Memorial Day, and that's when people will go for getting a lot of stock on something, or like they truly are out of something, they'll go and get it. The sales for Black Friday for Unmatched went crazy. They sell worldwide. I mean, first day on Thursday, all the nice gold ice shakers sold out. So then they had to go with the camo ones. And so I got a camo. I wanted the black textured one, which was really cool. But I'm okay with the ones I have right now. And I mean, I only got what I needed. I did get that new intro, which I'm willing to try. And you guys need to really try out Unmatched Supps. This is not an ad. I really like what they do and what they do for the industry, especially with Chris Gethin. He puts out stuff that he thinks makes sense and beneficial. And if you just listen to his podcast and how he talks and his studies, he's been a trainer for over like 20, 30 years. And I feel like he wants things that make sense for, longevity, for your gut health, and for people to not get inflamed, because he comes from Wales and he does a lot of studies. He brings up a lot of evidence. And, I've learned a lot just about general health and stuff, even from him, and what's effective in training and all. But that'll be for another day. But to talk about something that really happened, history was made this weekend. Aimee Delgado, with her 18th pro win, she becomes the second most winningest all-time bikini pro ever. I mean, people think I'm on my page just talking about Aimee and talking about her, but you know what? Many years from now, we're gonna have probably bring someone on and gonna have a conversation just about talking about her legacy and what she's done for the bikini division. I mean, why people ask me so much about Aimee? It's because it's like every USA winner before her never lasted long. They would do, your average IFBB pro lasts 1 to 3 years, and they call it. That's it. Some people will do one pro show and then that's like, I'm done, or like, I can't do this. And they're USA winners who've done pretty well, but it's like they never go into the next level. And everyone before her just never lasted long. I mean, you can look at the pattern for all of them. The girl before Aimee, when she won the USA's in 2020, I think it was I forgot her name, but she won the overall. She did one pro show, got fourth place, and then just stopped competing all of a sudden. And I was kind of like, how long is anyone gonna last? So I was at Ben Weeder and 21, and Aimee was in that show. And then someone tells me the one with the tetragram tattoo is Miss USA. And I didn't understand. I'm like, tetragram. And then then I looked at her shoulder, like, oh, that's a mandala. That's not a tetragram. I'm like, oh, this is Miss USA. And I just was looking at her. I was like, how long is she even going to last? And I think she was like sixth or eighth place at that show. I think that was the show where the prejudging happened and like she ran downstairs because the elevator was too slow in the Tyson's hotel, like, where they always have the Ben Weeder Natural, which, by the way, this year was crazy. It's like they had to like wait in line just to use the elevators. Like, a bunch of people go, stop. A bunch of people go, stop. I think that they're going to do much better next year because of how big it is with the amateurs, even in the pros. And I will tell you, this girl's looks so amazing as a natural athlete. But anyways, going back to Aimee, in 22, she had a show where she did not even play. That was a show against Issa and Ashley when they were doing, fighting back and forth. I think Issa won both those shows. She did Patriots, and it was the Patriots pro that Aimee was in, where she didn't place. But Issa and Ashley did, I think, Mile High. Ashley always does the Mile High in Denver every year. And then Chicago Pro, I forgot who won. I think it was my goodness, I think it was like Jordan Fisher or something like that. She won that show. And or Jessica Wilson, one of them. And I remember Sandy and Becky redoing that call. redoing that call out, and then Aimee went from like third call out to getting fourth place in the show, and then she just kept going and she improved on that, and she kept taking her feedback and grew into her physique. And Tampa Pro, she wins her first show, and then from there, history. She made her legacy. First to Olympias, got fourth, sixth, and then the last two Olympias she's been top four. So, and she's continuing to compete. She's won the Pittsburgh 3 times. She's won New York 3 times. She's won Wasatch 2 times. But she's made this whole year very interesting. And I think if you said, when I asked the question who had the best season, I think unanimously Aimee Delgado had the best season this year, even if it was not winning the Olympia or the Arnold Classic, which I do believe that she can eventually win an Arnold or an Olympia. I don't even know if she's even doing the Arnold. She did say that she applied, but we'll see within the next week or two of who's got invited to do the Arnold. I don't think they would say no if she put her application in, but part of me is like, she's competed a lot. Is she going to go within the next 90 days to go do it? Some of the top girls are choosing not to even do the Arnold because I feel like the time frame, but I feel like going in 26, it's going to be a much better time frame, and to see who's going to apply and do it, because I don't even see a current or a former Miss Olympia choosing to do it, and I don't know how many in the top 10 are even choosing to do it at all. So, but it's been truly amazing to see this whole legacy and to see what Aimee's accomplished and what she is doing for the division. She's bringing people in. She's a mom. And to be a mom and do this, to be away from Thanksgiving, to go out to Spain, to another country, and to win like that, it's a lot of sacrifice. When you have a daughter that's like coming of age, a child, you want to be there for them. And I remember Hani Rambod stepping away from coaching at 50 years old because his son is, I think, 12. And he goes, if I'm not there for my son, I never will be there for him. And it's a good time because, you don't want to be later in life and you just can't physically keep up with them. And, the times that really matter is with your family. And I think that's why a lot of people, even who've become pro, they want a family. And it's like being a family and a full-time bodybuilder, sometimes it doesn't always work for you. But to see this all happen and to see what she could do for this next era, and I'm hoping people see like where she started to what she is now, and that just progression, just consistency year in and year out, and always improving and keeping up with the criteria. I think people can learn a lot from it, because a lot of people think Aimee all of a sudden was just successful. It's like, no, it's like, it comes to show you her first show at the Iron Game, she got 8th. Some people do their first pro show, they're dead last. They're like C16. And you just taking that and then improving on that year in, year out, and coming in much better than you were before, that can really show and exude in your confidence on stage. And you come in and like when you get to the amateur to pros, it's a totally different level. You can win everything, and you can win everything as an amateur, and then you get to the pros, it's a totally different story. You see it in NFL, like someone who they're All-American, they won the Heisman, they're a first round draft pick, and then they just don't live up to that expectation because they don't evolve or adapt to play at the next level. And for Aimee to do this and to continue, and it makes things interesting. It really does. This whole year we've been, even on the Reddit pages, it's just kind of like been quiet. No, it was not much hype going into this Olympia, and no one was really posting as much, and everyone was just like, I got my win, I'm done. They did enough just to get their qualification and be done. Now it's like with the other divisions that are popular, they have to do more than 2 shows. So that makes the storyline, that makes it more interesting. It makes it more exciting. Like you're rooting for that girl that's like second place, who's always like right there to win, who's close to qualifying. Like you want to root for that person because it gives people hope. But then you have to look at the backsides, the downside, where it's like, they're going through a gauntlet, just to qualify. And we have 37 girls qualify, about 38 right now. Unless Jen and Laura Lee and Ashley declare that they are doing the Olympia. So you thought there was going to be 25 girls. There's going to be about 45, maybe 50, depending on how many shows there are. We'll see that schedule probably within the next 2 weeks, or within the next week, I would say. We're going to see the pro schedule, especially now for Fit Model as well, which I'm very interested about. And there's one person in Fit Model that I'm going to talk about probably in my next episode, that I was like, wow, I didn't know she was a pro at all. And, she's sharing her journey and showing everything that she's going through. And, she's going to do the Japan Pro, which I'm excited about. I'm like, yes, like we finally, I've not really talked about international pros. I don't know what they look like. And I don't know if they match up with the criteria, what we have here in the US. So, need some water. That being said, let's talk about the big man weekend. So we had Aimee winning. She won. Kind of a similar. Some people said that Alina was pushing it. I will say I am impressed with Alina. She did improve her front pose. She did improve how she brought her physique in. I do think she needs to work. We're going to get to her. But right now, she's at the top of the points list. And so, people think you're not good enough to, go to the Olympia if you just qualify on points. If you're showing that you really want to be there, you can be there. Back then, there weren't many shows and there weren't many opportunities, but now people have that opportunity. And I think if there's almost a show every weekend, which we always do here, it's something interesting to talk about, especially when you have stars making things interesting like Aimee and like Ashley, who's in a show this weekend. It makes things exciting, makes people think, okay, but you have two attitudes. You're like, I can win, I can do well, or I'm getting my ass kicked. So, big man weekend. Let's get to it. Let's talk about our fifth place finisher, which was Irene. I like her physique a lot. I actually think she has a great bikini shape. I do think she needs to fix this front pose. She has her hand like almost like to the middle of her belly button. I feel like if she just does a little outside just on her hip, it's a much better physique. I like the pink suit on her. I've seen her wear green. I've seen her wear red. It works well with her tan, with her skin tone, with her hair. Um, got a great S curve. I do think she just needs to come in a little more fuller, and so she's not so vascular up top. She's great proportions, honestly, very comparable to I think the top girls, but I think her front could be a bit tweaked a bit. Just how she does this, like from lower half and up. From lower half, it's good where it is. It's just upper body needs to match that. I just feel like I'm looking at her shoulders first, and then I'm looking at how she's doing this hand positioning. This bracelet right here, I would be like nice and simple, like those round ones. It just feels like a little too distracting. Kind of like that one time where what's her name? What Valeria, where she had like that dangly like jewelry. Like you don't want something that's gonna take away from music. I want to look at you, but if there's something like flashy and like that, I would swap it out, or even not even have it at all. Makeup's great. I love the hair. I love the suit. This backdrop had like a LED screen behind it. At least it was a little bit above and not just directly behind, so I can focus on her. But she brought a big, great package here, and I really like what she's brought. Okay, let's go into her back. For her back, I would fix her foot positioning just to help accentuate her physique. I do think that she just probably needs just a little bit more legs. Just needs to be more tighter in the conditioning. Could use a little more upper glute right here. The hair's fine. She has a small waist in the back. It's not on her glutes, but I feel like she could just be a little bit more upright. I couldn't find a picture where she was like, right, like almost fully set, but I think that's what we had. I did kind of see some videos and all, but I just feel like she could just adjust this just a little bit, have better foot positioning so she doesn't look so she's so narrow, and just come in just a little more tighter. She's got great tie-ins, by the way, for the softness from her glute for her glute inserts to like her hamstring tie-ins. And it's not like a whole ham rope. It's great where it is. She's been third, she's been fourth, she's been fifth. So this is the first time she's been there. She's always been that girl that's like within the top 10, but she is going to compete this weekend. So we'll see what she does against, some really great Olympians. But I'm excited to see what she's doing. I'm happy to see her keep improving. So she got some points on the board. I think now she has around, I think 6 or 7 right now. Fourth place finisher was Chantal Hill. Chantal Hill, yeah. So she's an Olympian. She's normally like in the Spain shows at least top 2, top 3. I had her third, but she got fourth here. Love the hair. The suit's great. I think she could use a little more coverage here for her top. I do like the fact that she came in fuller, because normally it's like from her lower back down, it's like flat here. But this is a good look that she's brought. I do think she just needs to come in a little fuller. You kind of see this with European competitors; they come in a little too like. I think she just needs to bring her shoulders down a little bit. I'm just coming full. You see her bicep right here. That's like one thing I'm looking at is this whole thing here, and then I'm looking at her physique. So she does have a thicker waist, so always continuing to improve on that. But she has a beautiful look. I mean, in person, she's impressive. You do see in her quad, a little hardness there. So just one thing I would tell her is just fill out your physique more, and obviously nail the peak. But this show was at nighttime, so it's like I don't blame them, because it was just like a back-to-back prejudging the finals. I just kind of wish she was just in the morning, and then like a couple hours later, then you go to finals. So I kind of feel like people are the best when it's like in the morning or they're at noon. And unfortunately, when it's at nighttime, you have to deal with the situation at hand. But you could fix a couple tweaks here and there. Okay, in her back, hair's good. She just needs a little bit more. She needs more rear delts to balance this out. She could be a little more tighter. I do think her right glute's bigger than her left. You kind of see the imbalance right there. But tie-ins are good. Foot positioning's good. I went through a couple of pictures. I would have her hands more in, so it doesn't look like you're outside and you're not like way up. Just have her hands just a little more in, like resting on your inner, like your your quads. But one thing she has to do is like, bring her waist in. The suit cut's fine. She just needs to bring up her upper outer glute right here in the back, and obviously come just a little bit more tighter. But overall, this is a good package that she brought. Would have had her third. That's just my preference. Right, third. We had Carrie. Carrie's been very consistent this year. A lot of shows she's like in the top 5, always somewhere in the top 10 in the European shows. The green suit's great on her. I like this brighter green versus like the darker green because she has darker hair and her tan takes it very well. Uh, really makes her like stand out much better because it's like dark, dark. It's kind of like you kind of look like almost monochromatic with everything. Your tan can sometimes be bad. It could look too green. You don't want to be like bright green, like lighter tan green. But this is good on her. Um, the front pose is good. One thing about her is that sometimes it's her midsection or core that's probably hurts her a lot of times. And if someone has just a better core midsection, it bumps her down. So the makeup's great on her. She's not too hard in this one. She's like well balanced, pretty full. Her shoulders, her elbows, everything like lines up. So great package that she brought here. I'm really impressed with what she's done. And obviously one thing she could just continue is just working with what one of her weaknesses are. And that's just obviously going to be her front. But great package from her. In her back pose, I actually think it's a great back pose. Honestly, to me, it's like the top 2 back pose in the show. I mean, obviously going against Aimee, it's going to be hard to go against. But I do think she's just a little too tight. You can kind of see like right here where her tie-in is almost like going into her etched in right here. But one of the best back poses in the show. I mean, I would definitely think this was a top 2 back pose. If you just said back pose only, Aimee would win, and then I would put Carrie second. But it's balanced right here. Let's see. I do think that she just she comes in. I think that yeah, you could tell like she's coming in a little way too tight with her hamstrings right here. Just I feel like she could just kind of relax it a bit and maybe have her toes pointed a little out. I kind of feel like I get why she's doing it, so it doesn't look like her quads overpower her glutes, but it's pretty well balanced. I feel like if she just changes her foot position and just a little more relaxed, just kind of fills out just a little bit, it would help her out. You do see kind of like her upper glute right here, kind of fading. The suit cut's fine, but this is really good that she's brought, and I definitely think she can continue to move up and be up there in the points and get another qualification again. This is going to be hard against, depending on who she's up against in the European shows. In second, we have Alina. So I'm really quite impressed with her that she's improved everything. It doesn't look like her shoulders are overtaking her physique, which, I mean, great shoulder development. A lot of people wish they had that. She fixed her front pose because she used to be like a little more back. Now she's kind of like in the front, which I definitely think helped her. Makeup's good. The lipstick, that's what I'm looking at. I feel like the bright pink takes away like everything from her physique, from the makeup and everything. I just think an okay tone would be good, would be a much better choice. Because if it's like very bright pink, very hot pink, it's like I'm looking at that first. The blue suit's fine on her. I do like her hamstring development. Everything balances out. Obviously, one thing for her, she has shorter glute inserts, so that's like something she has to work around. But great package that she brought. I do think she just needs to like fill out because it feels like she's a little too lean right here. Like you could see that deep cut right there. And if she just fills out that physique, she has longer limbs. So she has longer limbs and a shorter torso. So she just has to find a way to balance all that out. And I definitely think she can win. I mean, she's got second now to 2 top Olympians, to Aimee and to Victoria from Hungary. So I mean, I think she could continue to improve, and it'd be interesting to see what she does within the next year or two, within the next like year to try to qualify. Right in her back. I don't know why she has this foot way out. I just feel like if she brought this just a little bit in, it's so much balance. Uh, got great calves, by the way. Delts are good. It's not like almost like shoulder pads like it was before. She could cut this hair just a little bit just to show her little back. Her tie-ins are really good. I just do feel like she's just a little too tight. And that's kind of one thing I kind of noticed with some of the girls. They just came in like a little too tight because, late show. I mean, then again, you have to deal with the situation at hand and like coming in ready to go. This is a good package from her. I do like her hair. I do like her hair when it's like this. I'm not a big fan of like when she had curly hair or what's it? She had like the curly hair, like had like curls in the bottom. I do think like this hairstyle, like this flat hair is good. I just think she needs to just crop it just a little bit. And if she just fixes his foot position, it's definitely good. I mean, if she can match that to her front pose, I definitely think that Alina can get a win get more points and even try to qualify for the Olympia. But she's up there in the points and she's the number one right now. So see it goes. And of course, we have our winner, Aimee. I mean, she nailed it. Everything balanced, the hair, the suit, the makeup. You're not looking at her makeup and nothing's taken away from her physique. She was between red and pink, but I think pink was the great move because you do have a little red in the background. I mean, the girls had blue, pink, and green. So they're doing odd colors. Normally it was like blue, purple, red as the most like prevalent, and sometimes teal. But love the pink suit on her. She could pull the pink suit off with her dark hair and with her skin tone. Tan's really good. The front pose is good. I feel like she's improving on her front to help accentuate her physique more, and her shoulders don't look too big. So they kind of look a little smaller versus when she was in Madrid last week. So, great for her right here. I mean, this is a great package. She came in full. She came in right. Last week, I do feel like she was just a little too lean, like almost like really shredded. But right here is like spot on right there. Tie-ins are good. Her conditioning's on point. Her hair could be a little fixed, but if I was to pick at anything, suit cut's fine. The foot position's great. Um, Everything about this is like pretty much spot on. Like she nailed it. I definitely think it was just hard when any show Aimee's in. It's like it's gonna be hard to go against. And I think anytime she's in a show, she's a contender to win. Kind of like any top pro that's like always in it. It's hard to beat. So you have to be someone that's like really good to really push Aimee. And honestly, don't think if I never really see Aimee too often any pro show. I mean, she hasn't lost a pro show since for the past 3 years. Every pro show she's won to beat. But it's like Olympian Arnold. It's like she's got to come in and just nail it. And if you ask if I think she could win the Arnold Olympia within the next 2-3 years, within the next year, 2-3 years, I don't think that's out of question. I think that if she keeps it up in what she's doing and finds that like rhythm, she's figured it all out. But happy to see her end this year on that note. We'll see what happens going into 2026. Alrighty. So that was our recap of Spain, of the Big Man weekend. So we got 2 shows. I'm probably going to review the Asian Championships first, just look over some of the girls that we have to be looking out for. And then I'm going to talk about Battle of the Bay, do top 10 prediction. But let me share my results from the Big Man. I scored a 77%. I got the top 2 girls right. Chantal was 4th, Carrie was 3rd, so I was off by 1. Sarah was outside top 5. She got 9th. Monique, I'm happy to see her back in the top 10. She got 8th. I had her in 6th. Anya was outside the top 10. We had her sometimes always in the first call. She was in the first call, but then she got bumped down to 11th. Irene got 5th. Tina, the rookie, got 14th. And Elsabet got 7th. I'm happy to see Elsabet, back into that mix. I mean, I feel like she's so much better in US versus European shows. So all my girls placed, and I'm happy for that. But I'm kind of right about something, so I don't think I'm that off if I look at what makes sense with the criteria. So yeah, let's do Battle of the Bay. Okay, but first we're gonna go and look at our girls in the Asian Championships, which is in Taiwan. Let's see. So I'd say our front runner is going to be Sally Ann Kato. She has a pro win. She won Japan. And so I feel like she's going to win this show and qualify for Olympia. I mean, I don't know if she's somewhat off, then I don't see, then maybe someone else could beat her. But one thing about her is she's always smiling. You go to her first. She's amazing in the back pose. I mean, she qualified for the Olympia in 22, did not place, and then 3 years later improved on her physique and then gets 14th. And I'm hoping to see her do some shows in the US, but you always look at her, she's always smiling, like she's happy to be on stage. Of course, like you're going to gravitate to the one who's confident, happy to be on stage. And I got to say this, maybe the lighting, I did see MK talk about this, the Asia photographer. He said that they could have done better with the lighting. It just, everything happened like with the amateur, the regional, the amateur, and then they had the pro show. But the lighting for the bikini girls looked great. But then when the open came on, it just was too dark. But I love the shows because they have so many photos. They put on a production. And anytime you can do a show out in like Korea or Japan, you know it's going to be a great time. And hopefully the Monster Zyme show in Taiwan looks great and amazing. I love their dark backdrops. It actually looks like an awesome production. But I'd say Sally's the girl to beat here. Okay. Then I'll say Yu Yanga, who last year she won 2 shows. And if that was the qualification, she would have had her Olympia qualification. So she took 2nd. I think, like I said, I feel like she's big up top, but then lower body doesn't match. And the lighting was just harsh here. I mean, I did get the photos a couple days later, but live stream looked great. In person looked great. Just the photos are just too dark. But you can't judge a show based off photos. You have to be there in person. Like the live stream for the Olympia was crap, but in person, it wasn't so bad at all. That's why I say it's better to be at the show. Hopefully I can go to the Arnold this year, though. Yanga, I would say, would be like one of the top girls as well. And then we have Natalia from Thailand. She's placed at the Olympia, I think, 13th in 2020. I really like what they do with that for the athletes. I think she came in a little too lean. I think she was like third or fourth. She needs to fill out. And then let's see. Jill. She's been a multi-time Olympian. I just think for her, she needs to find a way to nail her look. But what I see from her, like she does enough just to qualify for the Olympia, and then you only see her one time at the Olympia. But I feel like she needs to find a way to nail her physique versus just, putting everything in one show and being one and done. She's one to be out. Looking for A Song Moon. So she's a natural athlete, and she took 5th place against girls who are Olympians. I mean, she was thinking about doing the Ben Weider Naturals. She did qualify, but she's like, no, I didn't want to. But she's still a natural athlete. But I'm like, you know what you've done? We would have done pretty good. For her, I think the blue suit's much better than this pink suit. Maybe she could use a darker pink color, but she looks amazing. Like the waist, everything. I do think her 10 was maybe just a little too dark. Could be the lighting as well. Let me see. Purple suit's okay. I like the blue. I think the blue is much more complimentary. Here we go. Yeah, this one. This is the show she won the natural in. And that production, when did we do that? That dark hair backdrop makes everyone look so good. Promoters should take note. That's why Pittsburgh, Detroit, Texas, and Indie Pro are some of the best shows to do because you'll look good. And Battle Up Productions does the and I think Gilco did Detroit. Did he? I think so. Yeah. I think Battle Up did Indy, they did Texas, obviously, and they also actually Gilco also did Pittsburgh as well. Make them look good. All right, and then I'll say Nicole Tan, another word. She's competed here. She took 9th place. I think she has a great physique. I just sometimes think she gets overlooked. I think she took 5th place in a show in the past. She needs more glues. But she has crazy glue inserts. She's actually from Australia. All right. So that's the Asian Championships. Now we'll talk about our show of the weekend, which is the Battle of the Bay. So we got 28 girls here. And guess who's back? Finally, right? Ashley's back. She's the girl to beat. I mean, it's going to be hard for anybody to go against her. I mean, this year was odd because she only did she won 3 shows and then she just did the Olympia. Normally we see her in a show almost every month. And I thought post Olympia she'd go and do Japan or Romania, but she decided not. I don't think she finished in time. I will tell you this, her 5th place wasn't the best. I think she was told to come just a little tighter, which I agree with. But when she did her individual routine, it was just at least 30 seconds. Like it was nice and simple to the point. Was there anything, let me see when this was. October. I think it's just her front, honestly. She just needed to be more tighter in her waist. Like she had to bring her World Classic look. That would have done much better. But a lot of the looks she brought this year was kind of like a flat look. See. Here we go. But her muscle density really helps carry her over. It's just going to be hard for anybody to go against her. But listen, she's always been a 50-50 athlete. 50-50, meaning she can win, she could lose. Even her, I mean, you kind of say her first Olympia, there was only 22 girls and she was number 11. So it's like 50% chance I make top 10, 50% chance I don't. And she won that year. And when we had no pressure and expectations, and you just go in like, well, you know what, do my own thing. It's hard to beat versus everyone else is trying to find ways to beat her. So, it's Ashley to me is like Dallas Cowboys. Everybody doesn't like her. Everyone wants to beat her. And Ashley's a girl going, you want to go to the Olympia? Come and get it. I mean, she's qualified for life. So, I mean, I love Ashley because she's a competitor. She's an athlete. That's what she does. I'd say she's going to be the one that's hard to beat. So I don't know if I was to say who's going to take second. It's hard to pick, which is who's going to show up just as good as she is. So Eureka has a pro win. She won Hawaii. If she gets one more pro win, she'll qualify for the Olympia. We had her winning Hawaii. She won. Find anything from the show. Any stage photos? They did, but the lighting was just dark. Can't zoom in on her. No. We only had the NPC photos. Actually, no, wait. I should pull up on NPC News online. But I'd say Yuri could be one of those girls up there. Tara Grier as well. I keep thinking every year at the Olympics, she's going to keep moving up. And, you know, she's always in that like second, third call out. If you'd ask me top 20, she was in my top 20. I definitely think she's a girl that can eventually be like a top 15 and then try to go into the top 10. But it's just her front needs to be fixed. It's just her front pose and how like her waist comes in. But in the back, she's like really hard to beat. Green suit's fine. I like the pink suit. The teal suit's great on her as well. Oh, she's so well balanced in the back. She just has to match that to front. It's balanced, but just having to bring in everything. All right, Tara. Let's see. And then Yulia. It's Yulia. She's always been like third. Like she's I would say she's the most consistent bikini pro right now. Like every show she's always been. I don't think she's had any bad shows. If she's not, I would say if she's too conditioned, sometimes it can maybe bump her down. But if anything, the worst she gets is like maybe 11th or 12th. But here, I think she'd be a first call out, like at least within that top 2, top 5. Do I have anything from her last show? Don't think I have anything from Atlantic. Do we have? See, honestly, I would have had her higher. I would have had maybe her and Jess swap at the Atlantic coast. I don't know. I like the blue suit. The one that she had, the purple suit is actually really good one too. It'll be interesting because her Tara have kind of like they have some similar qualities of each other. We'll see what goes. Okay, let's go. Anna, I think she took 6th at the Iron Games Pro. Do we have anything from that? Here we go. I was gonna say she did look a little harder in her legs. She's longer legs, longer arms. She's still young. She can still grow into her physique. 21 years old. She got many years ahead of her before she's like a top tier girl. I definitely think it's doable. She could be potentially in the top 3, top 4, top 5 in the show. But like I said, it's just maturity, and it's many years of this. She's got great genetics. I don't think it's until later, many years from now, that she'll realize her true potential. She's one to be looking out for. Oh wait, Aisha. She's in this show as well. Aisha, my bad. She's a natural pro. This is her rookie season. I thought she was going to do the Ben Weider Naturals, but I learned that they changed the rules where it's like you have to win a natural pro show to qualify for Ben Weider Naturals. So would have loved to see her do it. She would have been really good against Megan and Lana. And by the way, I love her TikToks with Tori. They do such hilarious stuff together. What was the one with her? Yeah. Damon's gonna beat you up because you didn't do your cardio. Which one with Tori? That was hilarious. That made my day. She has a TikTok, guys, so follow her on Aisha Bella Morgan. I'm sorry if I'm accused. It means busy man. I hope to get Damien on, talk and interview him if he ever has time. All right. Back to business. We talked about Irene. And then Lacey. So she won the Iron Games last year. She got 10th, I believe, in Pittsburgh. And then her last show was the Olympia. I think she has a beautiful looking, amazing physique. And she's kind of like she reminds me of like a taller Jen Dory a bit. And because I think she's longer, like I said, I think 5'6", 5'7". So one thing is just filling out her frame. She is working with a new coach. So definitely think they're trying to find something that works well together. And, since their coach is living in California and this show's in California, you couldn't ask for a better scenario for her. She's only one state away. I love her physique. I think she has such an amazing physique. And I definitely think any show she's in, she's obviously going to be one of the people to be looking out for. I don't think she's had any bad shows. I think her lowest placing was probably like 12th at the lowest. But I like to see more of her. But I think it's for her, just filling out her longer frame. Was this recent? This is 2 weeks post. Pittsburgh was actually really good for her. It's Lacey. And then China, I believe. Yeah, China. I don't think her last show was one of her best. So she's got 6. She's gotten, I forgot how she placed in a World Classic. I think she was like 7th or 8th. DC Pro, she was like right there to qualify. Her front's good. She's high lat inserts, so She has higher lats, so one thing about her is like she has to make sure that I think it's like her lower extremity has to just match up to her upper body. Upper top, she's great. It's just needs to match the like fullness and conditioning to everything else. Times are good. Is there anyone else? To pick someone that I recognize. Stacy. I think she's now with a new coach as well. She's a great poser, but I just feel like she comes in soft a lot. Just has to nail the conditioning and everything. I don't think she's competed. I don't think she competed at all this year. Trying to find her last show. Just has to match the conditioning from back to the front. I'd say if that's for anything for her. Okay, ready? All right, was there anyone else? No? Ready? Let's go into top 10. It's going to be hard to pick. It's like every show, like in bikini is so competitive. It's like hard for, it's like after you get like maybe a top 6, it's like 7th through 10th, you're like, oh, this is going to be tough. So obviously I have Ashley winning, and then I'll say Tara. That's tough. Okay. I think it's hard to go and say. When I put Yulia, Yulia could be like second here. That's hard. Eureka has momentum, and Tara's gotten third. So Eureka got a win. Tara's gotten third to like 2 top 10 girls. Yulia's been up against top 10 girls in shows. It's like I definitely think these could be interchangeable, and any of these girls can justifiably even win, defeat Ashley. Remember 50-50, right? Okay, go Lacey, Diana. Damn, I'm gonna say Aisha, Irene. That's gonna depend on what they look like. I'll go China, Stacy. Like right here is where it's gonna get tough. It's hard to pick. I'm gonna look at Irene one more time, and she has to stand next to Ashley. Oh, luck of the draw. This was last month, but I could see her top 6. She fixes some things. See, here we go. Let's do it again. Here we go. Typically in US shows, she's like 7th through 10th at least. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Alrighty, let's go back here. Tough to say. I'm gonna leave it right here. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely think everyone's interchangeable. But like I said, I do this for fun. It's gonna be hard to beat Ashley, but she is beatable. And if you can beat Ashley, you can win the Olympia. And you probably be the most talked about girl in bikini. Someone can make a name for this, but it's gonna be hard to beat her. It's not gonna be easy, but she is beatable. And if you can do that, man, you're about to be a legend. Alrighty, that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys. I'll have my Q&A episode up probably within the next day or two. You guys asked me some really good questions. Then again, you can submit your questions to at taurusstrengthcoaching@gmail.com, or you can DM me your questions. I do put a question box for you guys to give me anything that you guys want and anything you want to talk about. And I'm willing to answer any of those questions for you guys. And I will see you guys next time. I do have a special guest. We were going to have it tomorrow, but we pushed it to next week because she's mountain time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. It's a Olympian, so stay tuned. And you guys take care.